afternoon, friends and neighbors. I'm Danette Howell, and I just want to continue our conversation. But this one is more about kudos and appreciation. I need to express my continued appreciation to the board. They have really done a remarkable job this year in listening to property owners and understanding what their opinions are and using those in that. And some of the ways they've done that is they've moved the board meetings to the evening. They have gone to Zoom meetings, and they've also had a question session at the end of each board meeting. And the most important part of that is that they answered answers to those questions after the meetings. They're more transparent than they have been. The budget workshops are just one of the many ways that they've reached out and sought to be transparent when kind of considering budget things and also owner input. The recording of the meetings while they're taking place and then publishing it reaches even more neighbors and promotes more transparency. They have quickly done a remarkable job with committees with seats that were vacated en masse and filling those seats with volunteers to make sure that the important work of Mystic Shores has continued through its committees. That's a big job. They have certainly stepped up to this commitment to us as property owners. They see that the committee work has continued also through that. They have reopened amenities very quickly and safely after COVID. That took a lot of hard work and a lot of things. And they've also implemented a new violation process that allows for a little bit more communication before fines are implemented. And we are certainly grateful for that. I also want to thank the hard work of the maintenance committee. Wow, have they had a year. They have worked hard to open the nature preserve in such a way that it is accessible to so many more people, and you don't get hit in the face with tree limbs and vegetation. It is absolutely beautiful, and I encourage you to visit it if you haven't yet. They have also completed repairs very quickly after a week-long ice storm and sub-zero temperatures. That is a remarkable feat for anyone in overseeing that things didn't get worse after that and quickly bringing those repairs to things like pool equipment and water sources around the community. We are grateful for that. And of course, they continue to work very hard on our behalf, working behind the scenes, doing things that I don't even know about, and probably you don't, to make Mystic Shores the beautiful neighborhood that it is. We are certainly appreciative of their hard work. I also want to give a shout out to the pool committee. What a wonderful thing they have done, as you saw in the last board meeting. They have actively and fervently sought owner input in various ways. They've done it through town hall meetings, they have done email requests, and they also did a survey. And they had input from as many possible people who wanted to give input. And they had various ways to do it. Good job, pool committee. And after completing a thorough analysis by communicating with surrounding neighborhoods and that are similar to ours, consulting with lawyers and insurance companies and probably others I can't even think of, they compiled this wonderful report that reviewed costs and rewards for all of us and how that would do that. And then they presented it to the board. And then they published it on top of that. And finally, they recommended steps that the board could vote on in order to make the pools more accessible to many of the people after their input into the process. Now that is a 2 thumbs up job if I've ever heard of one. I also want to say thank you to the communications committee. They have worked hard and continue to work hard through making sure e-blasts get out to keep us informed, the newsletters that keep the communication flowing on board activities, new activities coming up, how-tos, when-tos, and what-fors. And that is a thankless job and keeping us so informed, but it is an important job that they fulfill. They also created this Zoom Meet the Candidate Forum, and hard work went into that as they sought questions from the property owners at large. And then they did the hard work of compiling those questions in and using, from what I understand, programs to make them random and set them up for the board member, the running candidates to answer, and created a forum that was fair, that was wonderful and informative to our community. Thank you, communication. Thank you for your hard work. And another committee that I would like to give kudos to is the ACC. I know I work on it, but I will remove myself from it, and I'll talk about my colleagues. My colleagues have worked hours and hours and hours to assure that the work of the committee continued. They worked for endless hours, making sure that no project went into default approval when the previous ACC members quit en masse. That's a hard task, and I salute them for accomplishing that. I also salute them for their approach to being owner-centric and advocates for property owners. They have conversations with them. They initially call them and introduce themselves. I've seen it time and time again. They work with property owners in a way that gets their project to approval while complying with the DCCRs. It's long hours, and again, it's thankless work unless, of course, you're a property owner building a new home. And remember, there's over 100 new builds going on in our community right now. That's a lot of work. And the board has risen to kind of make a better work balance for us in the sense that they have created an ad hoc committee that will go around and build relationships directly with the builders and have communication directly with them, and then bring their recommendations about what the projects are doing and the compliance of the builders to their expectations of our Mystic Shores neighborhood. I also want to say that all these people, communities, past and present, but mostly these that are ongoing in the past year, that have worked so hard and dedicated thousands of hours we don't even know about to continuing to make Mystic Shores a wonderful place to live. And without our volunteers on the board, the maintenance committee, the communications committee, the pool committee, the ACC, and so many other committees, I can't even name them all, we would not have this wonderful place called Mystic Shores. So when you see someone, give them a tap on the back and say, thank you.